We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, Big Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Benito's, it is the Reaper maple syrup. Reaper infused maple syrup. So there is also, I think they make hot sauce. I haven't had any of their hot sauce yet. I'm going to keep my eye out for those because I do like what they've done with the Reapers. It's just basically Reapers and maple syrup here. I have done their habanero. I have also done their ghost pepper. And so the Reaper here is, I wasn't aware this existed actually. And then I just kind of found it randomly one day online. So of course I had to get it because I like the other ones. The ghost I like better than the habanero. Both of them were pretty solid. So this one, we'll see where this one falls in the scheme of things. And of course, like I said, if there is a Benito's hot sauce out there, I will probably try that too. So the ghost pepper was notably hotter than the habanero. You can look at those two videos. Of course, if you're interested, they're either going to be in the spicy sweets playlist, or I'm thinking I'm going to be doing a hot honey and syrup, a spicy honey and syrup sort of branch off of that. So look for one or both of those playlists if you're inclined. If you want to see the other two, let's have us a little look here. It is the grade A dark maple syrup as well. Pure maple syrup. You can see it is very watery, which is how the pure ones always go. And it looks, I don't see any particulates in it. It looks basically just like a dark maple syrup, which I am certainly a fan of. And I think this hails from Vermont as well. A lot of cool stuff in the terms of chili head stuff that comes out of Vermont, which surprises me to no end. Vermont is usually, I think, a pretty overlooked state. So anyway, let's get on into it. Quite delicious. There's a good bit of spark to this. So, well, I mean, not surprisingly, right? So they're straight up agony. What? Reapers from Pucker Butt, of course. Someday I think I might want to make a pilgrimage to Pucker Butt if Old Smokin' Ed will have me. So we've got so strong dark maple syrup blast of Southern Fire, straight up agony. No, it is certainly not that. It is straight up delicious. I can't wait to try out some food, so let's get to it. We've got sunny side up eggs. Look at these. Look at these. You guys want to see this? Look at this. Look at this. Oh, yes. Look at that. Look at that. All right, so sunny side up eggs. Some sausage here. It's just Jimmy Dean. Just Jimmy Dean sausage. I'm going to distribute this a little bit. And then just some pancakes here. I forget which pancakes these are, so let's gussy this up here. We'll see what kind of rise I can get out of this. It is a little sparky. It is, it's got a little punch to it. All right, it'll call it good. So one problem, I like to use maple syrup a lot on my breakfast. One of the issues with this is that this is not an inexpensive way of doing this. I think this is like $7 or $8 for a bottle of this. But man, it is quality. I mean, it's expensive to buy pure maple syrup. Or you get a nice going on here with maple syrup and the yolks. A little dose of heaven right there. Right here on earth.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Just, I don't know why I said it was pure agony. I think I like this one slightly better than the Ghost. And there's almost no flavor impact at all. It's just sheerly in terms of heat. There's a slightly bitter edge to this. And certainly, you know, spice-wise, there's enough to make you take notice. For me, it's pleasant. I think I gave the Ghost a 1. A legit 1. And I think I gave the habanero a default 1. This one I'm kind of hovering between a 1 and a 2. We'll see. I mean, you can see it's... I opened this on camera, and we're... I used maybe a quarter to a third of it here. So it should be enough for us to get a real good sense of, you know, the burn here. Yeah, I mean, I would say this one is edging slightly higher than a 1, than a legit 1. I can't say it's all the way to a 2 though. These eggs are fantastic. I'll give myself another nod for my ace egg cooking skills. You know, that's one of the things too that I see it on, was it Master Chef or one of those, you know, one of the Gordon Ramsay shows, I forget which. I mean, it was the one with Grant. I don't remember. But he was talking a lot about how cooking an egg is like one of those chef skills, but not a lot of people are great at it. For quite a while, I did a restaurant tour of breakfast spots. And you guys, if you go to the blog, and there's a link to that down in the description below, but if you go to the blog, it will eventually lead you, if you follow it long enough, to my Yelp. And you can see I've got lists there too. I love lists. I do a lot of lists, but maybe not so much a list as category, if I'm being honest over there. But there's breakfast spots, and you can see I've gone to a lot of them. Getting eggs right is certainly something I think a lot of places struggle with. Some of that has to do with them trying to hold eggs so that they don't take forever to get them to the table. And if a place is popular, I suppose at some level you have to do that. But they're like, if you get the eggs right, I mean, I see why they say it on the show, because it is, I think, one of those things in food that is sort of incomparable. And I got those way right. Maybe I should do an egg tutorial someday. Leave me comments. Let me know. I mean, if you want to see that. If you want to see me do an egg tutorial for these, which are, I guess they're more, they're probably a little bit closer to basic than side side up. But if you want to see how to get that runny yolk sort of a thing, leave me a comment. Either be it on, maybe don't do it in the community post. Do it in one of the videos like this one, or the Benitos. Yeah, you know what? You can do it in the community post too. Leave me a comment somewhere. If there's enough interest, I will do a demonstration of my egg technique. I do sort of enjoy cooking on this channel. It's not the focus, certainly. And I'm not going to ever confuse anybody that I'm a chef, but I do want sort of a higher end result. So, and I think a lot of that stuff can get to it if you just take some care and patience with a lot of these things. Cooking, I think, is more of an art than baking is. Baking is pretty much, you get the same results every single time. With cooking, I don't usually want that. I usually want to have something that's maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit different than the time before that I've done it. But, at that level, I'm like, this is good, but I want to try it this way. Which is kind of, I guess, how I approach a lot of that stuff. So, anyway, some of that stuff can be really fun to do, I think. It doesn't really fit necessarily into a chili head thing, so maybe I can work up some sort of, maybe in one of these syrup videos, I'll actually go through how I do that, just because I really love the hot syrups with breakfast foods. I like syrup, and sweet and salty, that really wasn't a thing in the 80s. People were like really meticulous about keeping stuff separate. They didn't want to get syrup on bacon or eggs and stuff. Not me. I did that on purpose. And I like that was, now you see it all the time, right? You see the salty and the sweet. That wasn't a thing back then. A lot of this stuff, I'm going to rant here for a second. A lot of food trends I see, people act like they've always been there, but they haven't. It wasn't a thing for quite a while. And that's, I think, one of the few things that have improved over time is just we really have a higher culinary focus into a higher standing of eating, I think, than existed in the 70s and certainly in the 80s. Back then the idea was steak. Steak was the ultimate food, and we've gotten so far away from that now that it's just opened up so much wider, and I applaud that. I have a really open mind when it comes to experimentation in food and stuff like. As you can see, just looking through the many videos I posted here, you can see a lot of that. Definitely, I'm glad that I think there's been a lot of embrace of that sort of a thing. But okay, anyway, I'm veering too far here. Let's get back to this. Where do I put this? It is certainly the hottest of the three that I've had. I like this, I think, about not quite equally to the Ghost. I think I like the Ghost a little bit better. But this I would put, it's more close to the Ghost, I think, than not. Certainly I enjoy it quite a bit. It's not hot. It's not hotter than I would want in a syrup. Benito's, I think, does a fantastic job with these. So any of these are really good to pick up. High quality syrup. The Ghost, I think, I enjoyed the most. certainly I think that one, for me, that combination works better. But again, it's a preference. I prefer Ghost more than any other super hot. It's one of my favorite peppers. And I think that's really what contributes to that more than saying that's just my preference. I wouldn't say that's necessarily better than this. I think I like both of them better than the habanero because I think the habanero didn't really play into things quite as much. The Ghost and the Reaper certainly definitely you get more of interaction with the peppers. I just think Ghost works better with this. This one I got a couple bitter notes in there, a couple of the vaunted super hot bitter notes, and you can get some of that anyway with dark maple, but to me it was a bit overly obvious, more so than what I would normally want, but certainly not enough to diminish my enjoyment at all. This is another great syrup. The Ghost, like I said, is my preference, but realistically they're both, I think, pretty neck and neck. This one is slightly hotter, certainly more immediately hotter, but slightly hotter overall than the Ghost. So that one I gave a legit 1. This one I think I would put slightly above that. It's not enough to make it all the way to a 2 for me, but it's just kind of a little bit of a snap. It's more of a ping, 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 a little bit more intense than the Ghost, I guess, if that makes any sense. And I'll kind of leave it there, but you can't go wrong either way, whichever one you find. Both are highly, highly enjoyable. Excellent representations of the idea of pepper-infused syrup, certainly. So, but anyway, there we have it. The third in the lineup, maybe there's more. I would do a Scorpion if I found it. I am going to look into Benito's more for a hot sauce vibe. I meant to do that and I forgot, so I need to look into that a little more and see if they have hot sauces, sans onions, so I can enjoy some of those. And if there are, of course, you'll see them on the blog or you'll see them here. But I'm going to have my eye out. So anyway, but that is it for this one. The Benito's Reaper Infused Maple Syrup. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.